Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your May 2021 general reading. We are looking at the first 2 weeks of May, so from May 1st to the May 15th, and this reading is for the water sign of Scorpio. Welcome everyone. I hope you're all doing well wherever you're at. Thanks for taking the time to tune in today to this video, to any of the videos, for all that you do in support of this channel, even if it's just taking time to watch the videos. Hit that subscribe button. It really does help. Thanks for all your likes, shares, donations, subscribing, feedback, comments, reaching out for personal readings. All welcome. Thank you. And many blessings back to you. So this reading is for the water sign of Scorpio for the first 2 weeks of May 2021. That's Scorpio sun, moon, rising if your Venus is in Scorpio. It's also relevant if you're cross-watching for Scorpio as well. It's a general reading, so it's always going to resonate a little differently for everyone. Watch all of your sign videos for additional insight and perspective. If you find that any of the readings do resonate with you and you'd like to reach out for a personal reading or information about that, you can click the arrow below, click that little description link. That will give you contact details for me. You'll see my email address there, Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I'd be delighted to hear from you. I can usually respond with more information the same day. I do offer a wide variety of readings, and I do readings full-time. It's all that I do. So I'm pretty diligent about scheduling those personal readings in as timely a fashion as possible. So email me. I'd be happy to hear from you. Okay, Scorpio, let's see what the first 2 weeks of May have in store for you. I am using the Tarot of Dreams and clarifying with, I believe it's Gateway to the Divine. Scorpio. We begin, Scorpio, with the Ace of Coins, followed by the Chariot, Strength, followed by the Five of Swords, the Nine of Wands, with the Seven of Wands. From the bottom of the deck, the overall energy and focus for the first half of May is the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords, which is your overall energy for the first 2 weeks of May, the Ace of Swords is kind of the epiphany card, you know, the light bulb going off over your head. Swords is governed by the element of air, which governs the mind. Thoughts, ideas, informations, ideologies, belief systems, perspectives, intelligence, education, you know, anything that has to do with the mental cerebral energy we carry between our ears. Aces are the number one, the new beginnings. Sometimes the Ace of Swords is a card that represents success that comes from the opportunity to perhaps change your reality. And it can be sometimes difficult, meaning the Ace of Swords comes in and that sword, which is of truth and illumination and absolute clarity and reality, comes in and it cuts away any extraneous fantasy or illusion and illuminates and exposes something for being exactly what it is, the truth of a situation. Sometimes that can be difficult, especially if the reality of a situation is not what we've been telling ourselves it was or what it was going to turn into or whatever. But in that energetic space, we have the opportunity, Scorpio, to make choices and decisions and you know, affect changes that can change our reality and therefore make it healthier. That's where the success comes in. So the Ace of Swords is that initial illumination or epiphany, something being revealed, new information, new perspective, right? And then we have the Ace of Coins, another new beginning, although a more practical one. Coins, otherwise known as pentacles in some decks, is governed by the element of earth. So it's a new beginning in a practical way. It could be a new job, moving, relocating, or sometimes receiving the finances or resources needed in order to have that new start. With it is the Chariot, which is success on a difficult, challenging path. I mean, when you think about the Chariot, This is about winning because you've refused to give up, even if you get run over 9 times. It's getting up that 10th time, and that's why you win. When you think about the chariot races in Roman medieval times, they were brutal. There was only one winner. There was never a draw, right? There was only one winner, and everybody else was usually left laying on the ground in various stages of, death or, hurt. So the person who won because they refused to give up, staying ambitious, staying focused on your goals, determination, fortitude, perseverance. It might be an opportunity or a way through to something that you were worried about before, or maybe thought about but didn't know how it was going to be achieved. And all of a sudden, it's the idea for how it can be achieved or how you can have this, and perhaps maybe even some of the practical resources you need in order to do this are being revealed to you in the first half of May, Scorpio. But there's a challenge. It still looks difficult. It might be a difficult move, a difficult new beginning, whether that's in job, love, an actual physical move or relocation. There's some kind of challenge to it here, and that's going to take your strength in order to be able to move forward. It may involve separating yourself from a person, place, situation that you're very attached to, but that might not be or have been good for you. Because here in the center, we have strength, which is about facing your fears, your doubts, your insecurities, being really, really, really honest with yourself, kind of like that Ace of Swords. That's like kind of looking in the mirror, looking at the situation for what it is, looking in the mirror and going, yeah, I can't fool myself. This is what I've been doing. This is my part in this, and this is exactly what it is. Having the courage to kind of look at that and go, okay, how can I change this? What's in my control to change? What can I do? And having the courage to kind of walk into that and through that. You also gain more courage and wisdom and strength by doing that. That's the whole process of strength, and bravery. Fear is the mother of courage, right? If you're not afraid of something, there's nothing to be courageous about. So courage and bravery comes from being afraid of something and having the strength and bravery and humility to walk through that. It's also the qualities you gain more of. With strength, we have the Five of Swords, which is a hard-won victory as well. It's right next to the Chariot, which is also another hard-won victory. The Five of Swords represents somebody who has just finished a very difficult battle. It may not feel victorious, though. You may just feel like, I just want to go home and take my armor off and get cleaned up and treat my wounds and all of that kind of stuff. Sometimes this means that this success is represented by the fact that you've broken away from a person, place, or thing that you were very attached to, but wasn't good for you. Could be an unhealthy relationship or a job situation, anything like that. It also represents winning by being single-minded, which the Chariot is too. These are two cards together that represent winning because you are very ambitious and you're not going to give up on what it is that you want, even though it's very difficult. And then we have the Ten of Wands, the Nine of Wands, which is being very close to something coming to an end, which would have been the Ten of Wands, and feeling discouraged. Something is difficult. You're close to being at the end of a cycle, but you may not realize it. You only have one more step to go. You're taking a break because you feel tired, discouraged, worn out, exhausted. The Seven of Wands, defensive energy. Somebody's defending something. If this is leaving a relationship that you've been in for a while, there's a lot of attachment there, but perhaps it's not good for you, or it's never going to give you what you want, but perhaps but you're very attached, Let's clarify a few things here. Let's clarify that Ace of Swords for overall energy. What's being revealed? What's the epiphany or the light bulb here? Judgment. Major crossroads. You're being called to act. What are you going to do? There's an air of finality about judgment, which means that whatever road you choose, whatever path you take, that's the one you're going to probably be stuck on for quite some time. And I don't mean stuck in a bad way, but if you choose to stay in a situation rather than go, you'll probably stay on it for a long time. If you choose to go in a different direction, your life will change. You'll never be able to go back. It's, so choose wisely, but you're being called to act. You're at a kind of a major crossroads. I mean, judgment means to be held accountable, the opportunity to speak for what you do, and you can't blame anybody else for it. It's up to you. Ace of Cups, new beginnings, a heart opening up, self-love, new love and romance. Right. So there's some opportunity here for you. I, for some of you, what I'm feeling is that for quite some time, you've been looking at this situation going, I can't leave, I can't change it because of, I don't know, fill in the blank. And all of a sudden something's happening here or being presented or an opportunity of some kind or resources where you can't use that as an excuse anymore. Now the choice is in front of you. You can make a different decision, but will you? Because the thing that you're in, it almost feels like devil card energy, although I'm not seeing this here. You know, maybe it's a relationship where both of you really love each other, but one person isn't willing to make that kind of commitment that you really want. And so you just stay, you linger. And maybe now there's the opportunity to go in a different direction. Maybe somebody is coming in or coming back, offering you everything that you want. Or, you know, yeah, but I can't leave because of this. But because of this, you know, that's not an excuse anymore, because it looks like a way is being cleared for you to leave a person, place, or situation. That's, I mean, it's a general reading. The details of this are going to vary, but fundamentally that's what it is. Some way is being opened up to you that wasn't open before for you to take a different direction from the person, place, or situation you're currently involved in. So now the choice is here. It's a realistic choice. Why the Chariot? What is the major challenge or difficulty in choosing a new path and having this new start and actually beginning to walk down a new path, going in a different direction? Why this? What is the struggle? The Three of Swords, because it would cause pain, heartache, heartbreak, maybe breakup. The Eight of Cups, leaving, walking away that which isn't fulfilling for you, but it would be painful. It's kind of like breaking up from somebody that you really care for and love, and perhaps they care for and love you too, but they can't, for some reason, they can't make the commitment that you want, or vice versa or something. And so ultimately, in order to have what you want, you have to leave. And that's what the struggle or challenge is. You can apply it to any area of your life. It might be leaving, you know, if this is about moving or relocating, it might be leaving behind, you know, an area, a home, a place that you've been very, you know, pretty content in, even though maybe it's not your everything. You have this historical attachment. And moving would be difficult, even though moving presents a whole new wonderful looking path for you. Or a job too. You can apply this to a job or work situation as well. There's defensive energy here too. Clarify the Seven of Wands. I think this might be another challenge too. What's the defensive energy? This is like holding on to that which you've put a lot of effort into and feeling discouraged because of that. And then we have the Knight of Cups and the Five of Wands clarifying that, you know, conflict and fighting over the same thing, but then there's an offer of love, support, and encouragement. So this feels like one of those things we could do a reading on for an hour. The other person, place, or thing, I feel like there's history in this, you know, and somebody doesn't want to let go. Maybe you want to go, or you think it's best for you to go, even though it's difficult, but the other person is like making, you know, almost like making promises. Don't go, you know, we can make this work, you know. Let's see here. We have Ten of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles, Four of Cups. Making a choice. Again, there's choices all over this. What's coming in, the offer or the opportunity to acquire long-term stability and security, whether it's material, financial, love, or some combination of all of those. but you're uncertain if that's really what you want to do, if you want to accept that offer or opportunity, because you do have 3 cups. It's not 10 cups, but you have 3. Maybe you're afraid if you go off that then you'll have nothing, or that this won't work out and then you won't have anything kind of energy. You know, it has this kind of feel to it, this whole reading does, of being in a attached or in a person, place, or situation, some kind of situation, whether it's relationship, money, you know, whatever. And it's not going to where you want it to go. And the more time, of course, the more attachment. But you've always had this holdout excuse, well, I can't leave it ultimately because of this. And now that way has been opened, that you could, because that thing is no longer an issue. And so now that excuse has been removed, you're like, do I really want to go? So this thing, this opportunity, this offer is or holds the potential of everything that this isn't. But I have no history with that, and I'm afraid. I have a history and attachment here, and even though it's not my 10 of cups, it's at least 3 or 4 cups. You know, what if I leave and this doesn't work? You know, you see where I'm going? It's that kind of energy. So it's kind of stuck, needing to make a decision. All right. I'm going to ask for messages, guidance. Because for some of you, the decision will be to go. Some of you, it won't be. Let's just see what message Spirit has. Any guidance or advice for Scorpio? I hope I didn't say Libra. I had Libra in my head too. I'm not quite sure why. There's a little similarity to Libras. All right. Advice, guidance, or any messages for Scorpio? Ace of Wands. Exciting new beginning. It's action oriented. It's actually starting. This is like taking the first step. The Knight of Wands. Charging forth. The Ten of Wands. A heavy burden comes to an end. You're able to lay this burden down as long cycle coming to an end. Let's pull one more. The Star. Restored, renewed hope, faith, and optimism. Wish fulfillment. Trusting in that. So again, whether you choose to take the new opportunity to, you know, accept the new potential or change, you know, moving forward on this new path, it's one that Spirit supports for the majority of you, because whatever the situation is in terms of the specifics of your situation, Scorpio, it's a burden that you've been carrying for a while that needs to come to an end, so that you can, you know, you can have some hope and faith in your life path again. And the path to doing that is by taking action and moving forward on a new path. So some of you, it feels like an emotionally difficult situation because of attachments and emotions. So some of you may choose to stay in this for a time. But I think that the reasons why you told yourself and perhaps other people why you couldn't leave it are effectively pretty much being removed or mostly cleared out so that you can move forward. Its question is, will you or not? It looks like for the majority of you, Spirit promotes moving forward in an assertive, almost aggressive sort of manner, just moving forward on that path, being very action-oriented and intentional about it, because that's what's going to bring this long cycle to an end and restore your hope and faith in what you want your life path to be, or where you want to be in your life. So, Scorpio, that is your reading for the first half of May. Kind of intense. I hope it was helpful. Again, if any of these readings resonate with you, you'd like to reach out for a personal reading, maybe take a deeper look at something, click on the description link below for contact details, my email, Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I'd be delighted to hear from you. I will see you all in a couple of weeks for the May mid-month readings. Until then, stay safe and well. Hope to see you back here again soon. Bye-bye.